Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Impact Report here at OneWrestling.com. If you don't know who I am, well, I am the Mark of the Masses, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some Impact Wrestling today. That's Impact, the 1st of June, 2017. And ladies and gentlemen, next week, Impact Wrestling will be coming to you from India. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will be leaving the United States and headed over to India. And, you know, this is the road to Slammiversary. Excuse me, I had to adjust this damn headset. And first and foremost, guys, I want to always thank the steady hand of OneWrestling.com. We have Carl, the cameraman, here, who, you know, Carl, you know, it's been a long day. You know, Carl, I mean, we've been working super late here. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here at the offices of OneWrestling.com. And yep, that's what you do here, man. You know, you got to pay your dues. You got to do what you got to do. And Carl is here every step of the way, and I appreciate you, man. You know, the mustache cream is making the mustache look nice and thick, and I appreciate it, man. You look very handsome, brother. So thank you so much. But anyway, guys, look, we have a lot to talk about, man. Before I jump into the Impact, guys, I just want to quickly let you guys know that the Impact Attack podcast that I do over at Hacka Hameen. If you don't know who that is, that's Bin Hameen. Give him a follow at Bin_Hameen. And basically, we're going to have an unbelievable guest, ladies and gentlemen. You can look out for the podcast tomorrow. Depending on when you're watching this review, guys, I'm recording this 6/2, or you'll be watching this 6/2/2016. It should be later in the evening. And we're going to have former NWA champion, UFC Hall of Famer, former super fight champion, so on and so forth. I mean, the guy's been champion all over the place. He is Dan the Beast Severin. Dan the Beast Severin is going to be on the Impact Attack, so take a look at that, like, guys. But listen, we're talking about Impact Wrestling again, 6/1/17, and the show starts off. We have EC3 coming to the ring, and EC3 is greeted by a barbershop quartet, and there were more than 4 guys. There were 4. There were 5. There was a girl there too. It's just weird, and I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of a critic when it comes to singing, because I am a little bit of an artist myself, and I sing quite a bit. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that these guys sucked. Just my opinion. EC3 says he's ready to take back what is his, and that's the Impact Wrestling, or the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And then he has his well, before all this happened, you had the quartet singing, "For he's a jolly good fellow." Yeah, you know the whole song. Maybe not. If you're 20 years old, you probably have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, Google it. Yeah, they start singing "Number One Contender," like, "For he's a number one contender." That gimmick over there in the way of "For he's a jolly good fellow," so on and so forth. He says that he faced Lashley before, and you know, listen, man, he wants his fight music, and again, they start singing. It was just, I wasn't a big fan of the whole singing gimmick. I got to hear what Ben has to say about it later on in the podcast, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. But, you know, it's what heels do. And EC3 is a heel. EC3 is amazing as a heel. And what do heels do? What do bad guys do? They get under your skin. They're supposed to piss you off, get you upset, get you angry. So you know what? Guess what, guys? That's exactly what the hell this thing did. This whole gimmick here did. Anyway, so while this is all going on, El Patron. Now, you know, when I speak about El Patron, Alberto, I have to talk like this. So El Patron's music hits, and the GFW champion comes to the ring with his championship. And then Karen Jarrett comes in. Thank God they're limiting a lot of her on TV. Again, good to look at, horrible to listen to, my opinion. I would love to know what you guys think. Please leave your comments here below at OneWrestling.com or YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. He's along with Tyrus, Dutch Mantel, and of course, Mr. Brother Love himself, Bruce Prichard. And Bruce Prichard says that El Patron will face Carter tonight, and this is what's going to happen. El Patron's going to put up his GFW title, but if he wins, if El Patron wins, then guess what? He moves on to face Bobby Lashley over Slammiversary. And if EC3 wins, well then, of course, he continues on to Slammiversary to face the champion as the Global Force champion. So again, this is going to be for the Global Force World Heavyweight title. It's not just going to be a regular match, guys. It's going to be in a solid steel cage. He made a point of saying there was a solid steel cage. I never heard of a steel cage that wasn't really solid. What about you, Carl? Have you ever heard anything like that before? Kind of no. Yeah, me either. Anyway, then we have Eli Drake, dummy, yeah, with Chris Adonis, formerly Chris Masters of the WWE, in his corner, versus Moose for the Grand Championship. And, you know, I've been talking about this for months, and me and Ben have been talking about this for months on the Impact Rebellion originally, and now the Impact Attack, how, you know, they should have incorporated, you know, judges that are actual judges, not some nondescript people who just kind of sit around looking silly in a suit with a mustache. You know, basically, they finally brought in judges who know what they're talking about. And these are people that can actually judge a wrestling match. Who am I talking about? Bruce Prichard, Dirty Dutch Mantel, Scott D'Amore. They should have did that in the beginning. I don't know why they didn't do it. Anyway, 3 rounds for the Impact Grand Championship. Round 1 goes to Moose. Goes to Eli Drake. Moose started off with a big boo, but basically after that, I mean, Eli Drake, and he was tossing Eli Drake all over the ring. But after that, I got to be honest with you guys, Eli Drake just dominated the entire first round. And I thought he easily won that round. Now, here's something really funny. I want you to watch back the second round, because the fact of the matter is that I thought Eli Drake actually won the second round. I don't see as a judge how you could, and I know this is all kayfabe, but I don't know as a judge, I don't know how you could see Eli Drake actually losing that round. He dominated 75% of the round, 25% was Moose. Moose came off with a huge drop kick off the top rope, and then he powerbombed, senton, moonsault. I guess you can say that he stole a round. There are many times in boxing where you have, let's say you have a fighter A who's been dominating most of the round, you know, throwing stiff jabs, so on and so forth, just controlling the match, or controlling the ring at the point, cutting off the ring, so on and so forth. But then you have fighter B who lets off a fury, you know, even a knockdown at the end of the round, and he actually takes the round. So that's the only way I could see them why they scored this round the way they did, or why, you know, whatever. But you know, they gave the second round to Moose. I have no, but it was by split decision, so I get that. Now, round 3 was a close round. You have both men coming out with haymakers, just beating the hell out of each other. We're going to fast forward. We have Moose, who fires up and throwing some really heavy boats. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Indigestion, you know, at least I don't have heartburn and diarrhea. I don't need the whole Pepto-Gizmo gimmick. But anyway, and Moose had a hurt leg during this time. I forgot to mention that. And we have Adonis, who actually pulls the foot outside of Moose, and he's distracting Moose. And while all this is going on, the referee is obviously distracted. Eli Drake just ran out of time. He didn't have enough time to take this round. And again, guys, you can go back and watch this match. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I thought Eli Drake won the damn match. I thought you could have given the third round to Eli Drake. I thought Eli Drake just won the match. This is, again, my opinion. But no, the judges actually put Moose over. And, of course, after the match, we have a really upset Eli Drake, who goes at the judges. But it is what it is, man. I mean, hey, listen, you know, you never leave it in the judges' hands. And we're going to break kayfabe here. It is what it is. We have Allie backstage, who's absolutely confused. Now, we have Rosemary. And I hope this is not the only explanation. I mean, you know, Allie is asking Rosemary, you know, Mrs. Assassin, you know, why'd you help me? Anyway, it was just weird. And we have Rosemary, who says that while we have lost our family, the Hive still speaks to me and told me to protect you, basically. And that makes no sense. It's the whole thing when the Hardys dropped the titles, when they left Impact Wrestling, and then all of a sudden you have the Decay, who shows up and just pops out of nowhere, and they have the championship somehow, and there's just no explanation, nothing. I hate when they do this. I just think there should be a long-term sinister plan. I know, again, speaking with Ben actually thinks that maybe perhaps they may even do like a whole makeup or makeover angle where they actually do become friends, and you see the softest side of Rosemary. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm going to see how it plays out. I'm not going to I'm not going to go crazy about it right now, but I'm just really curious to see if there is a further explanation to the story, and I believe that there should be a further explanation to the story. I would love to know what you guys think. Shoot me a tweet over at Big Ray Show, guys. Again, leave your messages, leave your comments here below at OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestling video. Then we have a cool Matt Sydal video, putting over the X Division match, and basically I can't wait to see him face Low Key for the X Division Championship one-on-one. That's going to be freaking awesome. And then we have Amber Nova versus Allie with Braxton Sutter in the corner. Amber Nova, who is billed from the garage. Where is this garage located? It was funny because the Pope Daddy and Josh Matthews, they buried David Penzer. I mean, what do you say to this? What the garage? What does that mean? Like, what does she do? Is she a freaking mechanic? Like, what? Carl, what do you think they say? The garage. What do you think that means? We don't talk about that here on OneWrestling.com. Those movies. She's hot. Absolutely. I mean, even Pope. Even Pope. Carl was like, hey, I wish she was in my garage, Daddy. Unbelievable. But she was hot. Amber Nova is hot, and I liked her. She's a good heel. Looking forward to hearing what Ben has to say about this tomorrow. But I liked her a lot. But anyway, so basically, Nova, controlled a lot of the match, and Nova goes for a kick, but then Allie catches it and responds with a clothesline. Allie starts to lose it. Allie is, her character is that little sheepish little girl that gets pushed a little too far. You ever watch the movie Carrie? If you haven't, anybody under 20, Google it. And she goes for a second and a third clothesline, then a fourth clothesline. Allie finally whips her into the corner, but Nova gets the foot up, and then finally, at the end of the match, we have Amber, who climbs to the top rope, but Allie grabs her and hits a Death Valley driver for the 1, 2, 3. And after the match, Allie's so excited, she's actually hugging everybody. She hugs Earl Hebner. She hugs. She actually hugs Nova. I don't think she actually hugged Braxton Sutter though. Did she? Did she? She did? Did she? I'm asking you a question. Dude, get the sandwich out of your mouth. That's what happens when you work here at 2 o'clock in the freaking morning. How do you eat something at 2 o'clock in the morning? That's why your belt size is freaking equator. Anyway, sorry. I'm so upset right now. We have Swoggle, who's hanging out in the crowd. Whatever that means. And, well, if you guys don't know, Hornswoggle did, beat the living hell out of Rockstar Spud. And Rockstar Spud did say he would be showing up tonight. Anyway. So we move on. And, they show Jeremy Borash backstage with Joseph Park. And they're driving to the arena in a golf cart. I don't know if this is supposed to be because it's supposed to be funny, comedic value or whatever. I'm not trying to trash it, but it just made absolutely no sense. They could have just came in a cab. I'm sure wherever the hell they were in Orlando, they could have got a cab. Why? You know what? No, I'm wrong. I have a lawyer. I know a couple of lawyers. And what do they always do? They play golf. And there you go. Alright, so we have LAX, who is serious like a late period Holmes with that 90s hip-hop terminology, versus the Veterans of War, VOW. For the GFW, this is like another freaking GFW match show. But anyway, I gotta be honest with you, there were a bunch of title matches here, guys. So, and all in all, it was a good show. I'm just not a fan of the whole GFW gimmick. I think Impact should be Impact. If they want to do a whole GFW angle in a separate wing, they can do that somewhere else. But I don't know. It is what it is. Those titles are all going to be gone anyway. But anyway, for the GFW tag team titles, basically the vacant GFW tag team titles, and we have Swoggle still in the crowd. Anyway, we're going to fast forward, man. And after a major beating, Mayweather is able to hit what was like an end of days finisher used by Baron Corbin over the WWE to Santana, and he finally tags in the big man Wilcox, and Ortiz actually tags in too. Ortiz gets a big fallaway slam from Wilcox, and then a huge clothesline, Samoan drop, goes for the cover, but Diamante pulls the leg of the referee and pulls the referee. A lot of leg pulling today. I'm going to let you guys know that. A lot of leg pulling. Hopefully these guys have good sneakers on. They don't fall off. But anyway, but also, stupid joke. I'm sorry, guys. Again, it's really freaking late over here. And I've been working overtime. And after, yeah, I mean, he pays me well. I got to be honest with you. I get paid well. After takes care of me. I do get time and a half. I get night differential, all that garbage. But, you know, anyway, it is what it is. I'm in a cranky mood. I'm in a real sour puss mood today. Is what it is. And Carl is you know, I wish I had a sandwich. I would love a sandwich. Maybe you might want to walk over and get me a sandwich. Just put the freaking camera over here on the tripod. Freaking. Anyway. Mayweather gets hit with the weapon from. All right, so check it out. Mayweather's outside the ring, and he's going back. He's going around the ring, and I mean, by the way, I mean the numbers game was ridiculous on behalf of the LAX, because they were, every time one of the other boys from VOW was outside the ring, they would get jumped. Like, again, it was like a 90s hip-hop Compton movie. They were getting beat the hell out. I mean, there was no way these guys are going to have to go get somebody. Maybe they get Chris Melendez, bring him over. Hell, call Hacksaw Jim Duggan, call the Patriot. You guys need some help, guys. Some all-American Americans. Jack Swagger? Is that possible? Anyway, that would be interesting, though. Yeah. So yeah, think about that, guys. I would like to know what you guys think. But anyway, again, you have Mayweather outside the ring. He gets hit. Konnan just kind of hits him in the back of the leg with a bat that he just so happened to have walking around the ring. It's amazing how the referee didn't tell these guys not to carry weapons with them to the ring. Anyway. And again, this is a no disqualification match, just kind of throwing it out there for the tag team titles. Anyway, we have Ortiz, Wilcox. Okay, yeah, so now Mayweather gets hit outside, and then inside the ring we have Homicide, who comes in, hits Wilcox with, did he hit him with the belt? I think he hit him with the belt. Hit him with the belt. And if you rewatch it, Wilcox didn't sell it for a hill of beans. And if you're getting hit with the... grab your back, you know what I'm saying? Show the expression on your face. He just kind of just, you know, and you got to sell it. You got hit in the back. That stuns him, which would set him up for the big blockbuster power bomb, which he did get for the, or get hit with for the 1, 2, 3. So LAX goes over, and they are the dual champions. We have JB and we have Joseph Park backstage, and they're going back and forth. And, you know, Joseph Park, look, JB doesn't want to have anything to do with this. He is scared to death out of Scott Steiner. Now, listen, Scott Steiner's an older man, but I'm sure he'd tear half of you guys apart. Me, not so sure. Probably me too, but it is what it is. Anyway, the fact is that, you know, they're going back and forth. JB does not want to have anything to do with it. Joseph Parks does this whole inspirational speech gimmick where he's like, look, man, you know, we'll train and we'll learn everything we need to know about tag team wrestling. If I had the little thing where I could do that, cling, I would do that. But JB's like, you're stupid. You're ridiculous. I'm getting the hell out of here. And he leaves. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Anyway, we move on. And we have Andrew Everett versus Low Key for the another championship match for the X Division Championship. And this was a solid match, man. A lot of fun. I'm still not a fan of Low Key wearing the full-on suit gimmick, but it is what it is. Again, I've said it before. Take the jacket, take the shirt and tie off, and just wear a rib tank, or what we call in the hood a wife beater. Not that I, you know, like the whole wife beating thing. Anyway, it's just weird, but that's what we all call it. I actually typed it in. Do you know I typed in wife beater in Amazon search engine because I like to wear them underneath my shirts, and rib tanks came up. Just putting it out there. Fruit of the Loom, wife beaters. Anyway, Sonjay Dutt joined the commentary for this match with a giant eye patch over his eye, looking like an Indian pirate. And that freaking, if they show me one more time them sticking a needle in his swollen eye, I'm gonna freaking punch my TV because I was grossed out. And literally, not like Carl, who's eating right now, and Carl has absolutely disappeared. He went to the back. Hopefully he went to catering to get something back there, because we do have a decent spread over there, but I don't like eating so late. And anyway, it was a good match, man. Really, really great match. We're gonna fast forward, and we have a standing shooting star press from Andrew Everett onto Low Key. And listen, again, Low Key, I love Low Key. Low Key is great at selling, man. But the guy is also super intense, and that's exactly what he was. And Andrew Everett is just phenomenal in the match. Again, a standing shooting star press onto Low Key from Andrew Everett, and he only gets a 2 count, but Andrew Everett goes for a springboard, but slips. I don't know if it was botch. I have to rewatch it again. I didn't get a chance to rewatch it, but slips and the champ immediately goes for a cover for a 2 count. We fast forward again. We have the 2 men who are soon fighting at the top rope. We have Andrew Everett, who knocks Low Key onto the mat. He goes for a shooting star press, but lands on the knees of the champion, Low Key. Double boots into the corner. And again, Low Key is on fire. He is just like... I mean, I can't... If this was a podcast, I can't describe... I don't know how to describe that. I mean, just hulking up, I guess you would say. Just... really, really, really intense. Hits the double boots into the corner and then climbs the top rope. Hits the Warrior's way onto the back of Andrew Everett, because we all know, Finn Balor. He actually, does the gimmick onto the stomach. But Low Key's been doing it in the back, and Low Key hits the Warrior's way, double stomp for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Low Key actually goes up to Sonjay Dutt, who apparently is a heel now. When did this happen? Carl? Never here. I don't have my phone. I can't anyway, I can't Google it. So I think he's a heel now. So that's where they're gonna go with this. So it's gonna be interesting. Hey, maybe at Slammiversary, Ultimate X, Low Key versus Sonjay Dutt versus Matt Sydal. Then you can throw in Andrew Everett too. That would be pretty cool. And then we have the main event. Oh, before the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Swaggle, who was walking around outside the ring, finally gets what was coming to him as, well, Rockstar Spud shows up, beats the living hell out of a little guy, grabs a hammer that he had under the ring, I guess, waiting for him there, and just literally beat the living daylights out of Hornswoggle. At one point, I think Hornswoggle, as he was getting pushed through the fence, through the barricade, might have hit his face onto the barricade, and he got busted wide open. I think it was he bled the hard way, as they say in the business, but he got cut for real. I mean, he didn't cut himself. He didn't blade himself. So yeah, man, he got a beating. He actually took a hammer to the penis. That did happen. I not that I was focusing on that, but a little guy like that, something else, that thing, look, it's just there, and that's the sound it makes when you hit a little person on the junk. So anyway, yeah, man, again, another solid match, man. We're gonna fast forward here. We have Ethan Carter III, who tries for a TK3, but Alberto El Patron locks in the arm breaker. EC3 is able to break out. We have Alberto, who misses a spear in the corner. TK3 by EC3. Say that 3 times fast. For the 1-2, not 3. Kicks out. El Patron actually kicks out. We have Carter, who decides to climb the cage. He's moving slowly as Alberto is able to run him up and meet him. Now we have Alberto, who is climbing over the top rope, and EC3, they go back and forth. Alberto, anyway. Long story short, they beat the hell out of each other. They finally knock each other off the cage. We have El Patron, who puts EC... Oh, this is what happens. They're fighting. I almost lost myself there. I don't have Carl here to help me out. They're fighting on top of the cage. Somehow EC3 falls and lands in a tree of woe. El Patron is on top of the cage. Now he could have climbed out, but no, he didn't do that. He jumps off the top, well, almost basically off the top of the cage. He was sitting on the top of the cage, and he does the whole double stomp foot gimmick thing through the chest of Ethan Carter III, and this looked kind of devastating. I got to be honest with you. Even though EC3 kind of just sit there and says, "All right, you're gonna step on me anytime soon? I'm just waiting here, holding myself up for you." And Fane Black always says, one of our correspondents here on Wrestling.com, just move out of the way. But anyway, he took it on, man, and after that, El Patron goes up to the top rope and hits a big frog splash for the 1, 2-3. So El Patron retains his Global Force Championship and goes on to face Bobby Lashley for the TNA Championship. I like to say Bobby Lashley. Never to his face, though. Anyway, listen, guys, really solid match. I called it last week. I called it here and also called it on the Impact Attack podcast that I thought that Ethan Carter III would get involved and that he would, I'm sorry, not Ethan Carter III, that El Patron would not only get involved, but would be in the main event of Slammiversary. It's only right. I think Ethan Carter III also gets in. It's definitely going to be a three-way. Cowboy James Storm, no sign of him this week. Maybe they bring somebody else in, but this, I think, is what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be really, really interesting. Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me here at OneWrestling.com. Listen, I always say I would do this for a living, which kind of I do now. But if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love talking with you guys here at OneWrestling.com. YouTube /OneWrestling video, guys. You can give me a follow at Big Ray Show on Twitter, on Instagram, and also on what's the other gimmick? Snapchat. Yes, I do that stuff too. I'm a 14-year-old girl apparently. I like the filters though; it's kind of fun. And listen, guys, if you haven't, give a follow to our new Raw correspondent, or just after you watch this, go check out the Raw report. I think you're gonna really like this guy, Travis Volts. He's pretty awesome. A lot of personality. We gave him a corner spot in the office over here. Not as cool as mine. My office, my corner here is actually pretty damn big, but hey, it is what it is. You know, that's what they say over here in Brooklyn. Well, I'm not in Brooklyn. Oh, did I give away where we are? You won't be able to find us. Anyway, listen, guys. This was a very entertaining show. I know I nitpick, but that's what I do, guys. I'm a reporter. I'm also an analyst, and I want to give you guys what I think the truth behind Impact Wrestling really is, and what I thought about the show. And guys, again, you know, please, I'm looking forward for you guys to come check me out over at Hacker Hameen. Just type in Hacker Hameen in your podcast search engine or on iTunes, guys, and it's really easy to find. And subscribe, guys. Give us 5-star ratings, guys, and I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much, guys. And this is going to be a really fun trip to India. I heard some things that are going on there. Again, I'm not a big spoiler guy. I hate the spoilers. Please do not tell me the spoilers. And you know, I just enjoy doing this for you guys, and I just appreciate it. And I love watching Impact Wrestling. I love watching wrestling in general. So listen, I told you listen about 7 times already. You don't have to listen anymore. Why? Because we're done. So in the words of the legendary Bill Apter, we'll see you at the matches. And the words of my brother, Bill Schuyler, who is up in heaven wondering, Ray, why haven't you eaten something already? We'll see you down the road. Later, guys.